Hi all. In today's video, I'll talk about discovered attacks, bishop discoveries in particular. A discovered attack in general involves moving a piece which simultaneously opens a file or diagonal in such a way that the unmasking piece and the piece being unmasked create two different threats. So this means that the opponent has time only to deal with one of the threats. In the case of bishop discoveries, usually we try to place a bishop in front of a rook or a queen, so that when the bishop moves out of the way, the rook is unleashed along an open file. Now with these ideas in mind, let's get straight into the examples. Here it's white to play. Notice that white's bishop on d3 is placed in front of the white rook. This indicates the possibility of a discovered attack, so the next step is to find a place for the bishop to go to create danger. So white plays bishop captures h7, check, exposing the rook to the queen. Now black's priority is to deal with the check, so the queen falls. And now white is simply up material. Here again, it's white to play. White plays bishop g8, check. After the rook captures on g8, white gobbles up the black rook on d6, hence winning the exchange. The same theme repeats itself again and again. It's white to play. White has bishop captures g7. Even though it's not a check, it still opens up the c file, so it's fair enough. It should be noted that if the bishop move doesn't create a check, then you should analyze counterplay options for your opponent before deciding to move the bishop. Here's another example where the bishop cannot give a check. The only decision that white has to make, though, is to decide whether to play bishop c7 or bishop to c5. Obviously, the better of the two is bishop c7. After the rook moves, white has rook captures bishop. Check out this position. It's white to play. Pause the video and see if you can find the best sequence for white. Black's pieces are all focused on g2, and it looks like there's no way out for white. However, if you keep discoveries in mind, I think you can find the solution. Hope you came up with rook h8, check. This forces black to play king captures rook. After this, bishop captures rook, checks the king. So again, black will need to capture on g7. And now white plays queen captures queen. After all the smoke is cleared, white comes up ahead. But more importantly, white has nullified all the checkmate threats of black. This time, it's black to play. See if you can spot black's next move. The fact that black's queen and bishop are aligned suggests the possibility of a discovery. Hence black starts with knight captures f2, which forks white's queen and rook. If white plays king captures knight, then black has the simple but effective bishop captures g3, check, unleashing black's queen. Since the king can't go back to e1, the queen falls. Have a look at this position. It's black to play. Queen captures h2 would have been mate if there was no knight on f3. However, since that doesn't work, you'll need to look at other possibilities. Again, black's rook and bishop are aligned for a discovery. The only problem is that black doesn't have a suitable target on the d file. If the pawn were replaced by a better piece, it would turn into a deadly attack. With this idea, white plays bishop captures d3, forking white's queen and rook. Now white's best response is to play queen a4 and let his rook be taken. However, if white plays queen captures bishop, then black has bishop captures h2, check. So after knight captures bishop, black has rook captures queen, winning the exchange. Here's another similar example. Draw the queen onto a poisoned square, and then open a file for the rook using a bishop check. So black plays knight captures bishop. If queen captures the knight, then bishop captures h2, and so on, just like in the previous example. Again, it's white's turn. This time white's queen and bishop are perfectly aligned for the attack. So white starts with knight c7, attacking the black rook. Black's best option is to play knight b6, but if he decides to play queen captures knight, then white follows up with bishop captures e6, check, and wins black's queen. Sometimes you may have too many pieces lined up on the same file. Here white has two bishops and a rook on the d file. These two bishops have to be moved to squares that create threats. Hence white can start with bishop c4, attacking the rook. Black would probably reply with e5. And now I'll quickly run through the moves that would follow. In the end, we can see that white is ahead by 3 points of material. This is quite an interesting position. Pause the video and see if you can find the best continuation for white. A few things to notice are that white's bishop and rook are aligned perfectly for a discovery, and black's bishop blocks the path of white's bishop. And yes, bishop d5 would fork black's king and rook. But there are even stronger moves. I'll play out the best moves according to Rybka to show you what I mean. So let's turn on Rybka. Usually due to human bias, we sometimes overlook moves like these. But with experience, you may start seeing such moves in your own games. That's all for this video. Goodbye.